The episode starts with a quick recap of Kyoya's announcement from the previous episode. Naturally, Momo wants to rescue Sarah, leading to a bit of an insight into how GBN is run.
GBN のことはそれか。落ち着いて、モモ。そんなことをしても有志連合に捕まるか。運営に強制ログアウトさせられて終わりよ。終わりって ID をブラックリストに載せられたら二度とログインできなくなる。
This will be important later, but for now, Koichi has good news! He's come up with a possible way to save Sarah. Normally, brake decals work by slipping in a little bit of extra code when you scan your Gunpla. That's how they get all those special abilities. Koichi's plan is to do the exact opposite. This time, they're gonna trick GBN into sending extra data in the form of Sarah's consciousness to a Gunpla. And this is all going to be accomplished thanks to build decals.
そのビルドデカールってもしかして。ああ、ブレイクデカールを応用したものだ。
The ethical question is handled by saying this technology is a tool. It's all in how you use it. As for the question of what if Shiba's using this for some sort of nefarious scheme,
ブレイクデカールと同じ IC チップを搭載してはいるが、不正コードは仕込まれていない。
それは私も保証します。GBN メインプログラムへの悪影響は
and I'm sure Surfenbird knows what she's doing, even though she overlooked the fact that GBN kind of accidentally created new life. But I'm sure this plan will work.
どのくらい？現段階では 5%.
Hey, they didn't go with the cliched 50-50 or less than 1%. That's the good news. The bad news is if this plan fails, it's not only going to kill Sarah, but her shattered consciousness is going to flow back into GBN and destroy the entire system. So we'll just have to make sure that doesn't happen. And the build divers seem optimistic about this plan, so they send an email to the coalition to see if they'll go along with it.
しかしゼロでは 95% の確率で失敗する。そのリスクをすべてのダイバーに強要することは君にもできまい。
It's one thing for Kyoya and Sarah's friends to say they're willing to take the risk. It's another thing for them to expect everybody in GBN to be willing to do the same. Well, this is relatable. I gotta keep refreshing the page. Riku goes to talk to Kyoya alone without telling his friends because they'd probably try to talk him out of it, and doing it this way makes the scene more dramatic. That's not funny at all. This is supposed to be a serious scene.
前にも伝えたが、このフロアはアバロンの管理者権限で封鎖し、他のエリアへの移動はできなくなっている。だが、ここから出る方法は簡単だ。ログアウトすればいい。
Kyoya telling Sarah, come on, just log out, is another example of being in denial. He doesn't want to be in this situation. I mean, come on, there's no such thing as L-divers. You can log out whenever you want to, right?
私を消してください。それがみんなの笑顔を守る方法だから。
Sarah's better than all of you! Feel feelings! This was handled better in the last episode, which showed Sarah was isolating herself to protect her friends, but she still didn't want to be alone. Maybe something was lost in translation, but it just seems like there was a better way to show that Sarah has come to terms with what's going to happen, and she doesn't want to be responsible for destroying GBN.
人ではないと誰が言える。
Get it? Sarah's more human in the philosophical sense than the people who are willing to sacrifice her. Riku wants to talk to Kyoya, and the guards won't let him through. By the way, nice touch having the guards be from Rommel's force. The good news is Amelia's here to tell the guards it's okay, let him through. The bad news is when Riku actually gets to talk to Kyoya, he tells him,
そんな心もとないものに GBN の存亡をかけられると思っているのか。
可能性はゼロじゃないんです。
Kyoya said the same thing. The possibility isn't zero. The difference is Riku's an optimist who thinks he can save everyone, and while Kyoya's also optimistic, he understands that sometimes you can't.
どうして今こうして俺と会ってくれてるんですか。これじゃ俺の話なんか聞いたって。
そうだな。君は有志連合にとって要注意人物だ。こんな風に会っていることをゲームマスターに知られること自体
This line shows there's limits to what Kyoya can get away with, and also everything he's been doing up until this point to protect Sarah.
エルダイバーは現在運営ではなく我々有志連合の保護下にあるということ。そして GBN におけるプレイヤーの意思決定は決して多数決や誰かの一声だけで決められるものではないということ。それはこれまでに君自身も この GBN 内で経験してきたことがあるものだ。
Kyoya just gave Riku the information he needed to save Sarah without telling him what to do. Now that Riku understands, he has a new resolve, but first...
リク
君を助ける方法が見つかった。
I've also found a way to save on our animation budget by not turning the rest of my body. Maybe this is supposed to make him look cool? I found it a little distracting. Still, decent hero speech, Riku's friends were worried about him.
サラを助けられる。サラを助けよう。
And back to the Force Nest where we see Riku has some allies. IMA's old Force, Maggie, and Tiger Wolf.
シャフリも連れてこようと思ったんだが、野郎連絡が取れなくてよ。
Well, too bad about Shafre. The good news is, even though the admins are almost done with the patch, they're waiting until the day of the raid battle to use it. This, of course, leads to a montage of the heroes preparing to save Sarah, the admins are doing admin stuff.
成功の確率は
12%。
120% じゃなくて
限られた時間の中でやれることはやった。それでも可能性が倍以上になったってことですよね。
Well, Riku seems optimistic. As Kyoya announces to the crowd that the update patch is ready, Riku interrupts his speech to ask him one more time to return Sarah and let them try their plan to save her.
君の言う可能性とはたかだか 5% 程度のものだろう。そんな低い可能性に GBN の未来を託すことはできない。
でも可能性はゼロじゃありません。
Riku never mentions that the odds of success have gone up to 12%, and this plot point was already taken care of when Riku had his conversation with Kyoya.
特艦プログラムの確率が上がったとしても、せいぜい微々たるものだろう。
This episode isn't about improving the odds for success.
君の言う可能性とは言うなればランク外のフォースがほんの数機で並みいるトップランカーたちの軍勢を相手に勝利を得るようなものだ。
それではいくら恋願っても誰も解き伏せることはできない。
It's about Riku showing everybody he can beat the odds.
だったら俺たちがそれを実現できたら、不可能を可能にする力が俺たちにあると証明できれば、俺たちのやり方にかけてくれますか？
そんなことが可能ならばな。
That's what these two are waiting for. So Riku challenges Kyoya to a force battle, and it's pretty simple. If one of the build divers manages to rescue Sarah, they win. If all the build divers are defeated, they lose. Attacking another player's force nest is a normal part of GBN. That's why the coalition needs guards, and that's why Momo shouldn't have to worry about retaliation if she's doing something that is part of normal gameplay mechanics. This whole time, Kyoya's been using his influence as the Gunpla champion to give Sarah and the rest of the build divers a fighting chance, because here in GBN,
僕たちの未来を決めるこのガンプラバトルで
this needs to be settled with a Gunpla battle.
配置につけ了解。
In the next episode,
彼がわずかな可能性にすら喜んで飛び込んでいく私だというのなら、私は己を殺し世界を守るための剣となろう。
I know Riku's reacting to what Kyoya said, but still, dramatic wardrobe change! And he's basically wearing the same thing, just in a different color, so maybe this saves money on character design? Rommel sends members of the coalition to guard the portals leading to the server. Divide up your forces to cover the most likely avenues of attack. The only problem is...
I'm in space! Space! I'm in space. I'm in space. Where am I? Guess. I'm in space.
And we have another example of new players using innovative strategies. And this is different enough from the Lotus challenge that it doesn't seem repetitive.
今行くよ。待ってて、サラ。
Riku gets the last line of the episode as he charges into battle. The way the shuttle survives this massive barrage is probably for dramatic effect, just to show what he's up against. That scene doesn't really need to be here, but it kind of adds to the coolness factor. This looks like it could be a decent way to end the show, as long as nobody's holding anybody's Gunpla hostage, and Riku doesn't use the magic MacGuffin wings to jump the shark. This is the Hypervisor, signing off.